We know he's had tough fights. He's had a couple of tough fights. But, dude, he's so goddamn good. He's so protected. He knows where to be and where not to be. He's so composed. Like, look at that. Look at that movement. Look how he moves away from everything. So you're punching at air, and you're still threatening, but you're not really hitting him, and he's making you throw punches. And occasionally you clip him with a shot as he's moving away, and he rolls with a lot of shit.
But the three guys that everyone talks about are you, Alexander Usyk, and Terence Crawford. Where do you rank yourself amongst the three in the pound for pound conversation?
まあでもいつでも自分が一番だと思ってやってますから。
Throwing uppercuts, hooks, all kind of shit. Man, Inoue impressed the hell out of me, man. For real. He had just enough, like, risk, just enough defense. He had that speed, he had that power, and just the way he was dissecting his tall opponent and took his jab, his best punch away from him, his jab away from him. He wasn't able to land his jab or play, with the range with that jab and lower in a way because he was just too damn smart. My gosh, man.
Joe Rogan explains why no one can beat Naoya Inoue, praising his elite movement, sharp strategy, calm composure, and exceptional ability to evade punches, making even top-level opponents miss and look completely ineffective in the ring.
Crack. And still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power, it's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position, and all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angry.
Naoya Inoue states that he believes he is the #1 fighter in boxing, crediting his success to exceptional technical power, sharp ring intelligence, and precise punch selection, qualities that allow him to consistently dominate his opponents.
A very ferocious fighter in the ring. When did you realize that you had this like supreme power?
まあパワーではなくて、当てる能力というか。
Bob Arum says he has never seen a fighter in the lighter weight to featherweight divisions like Naoya Inoue, emphasizing that even past greats never reached his level of dominance.
This guy, he's the best. Really, he's the best. All fighters should be like him.
みんな選手が彼のようだったらいい。
What makes him so good, Bob? Well, he's look, athletes, they're good athletes, and they're great athletes. No question he's a great athlete. But the fact that he's trained the way he has, and the discipline that he has, and the fact that he is always polite and open to people, that really goes back to his culture. And the Japanese culture, particularly as he has acquired it, is certainly remarkable. And it's a real object lesson to all of our athletes in the West. Seeing any fighter in the lighter weight divisions, from featherweight below, like him. I mean, they've been great fighters, great boxers, they've been, really top people. But there's nobody that has the consistency that he has, where he not only defeats his opponent, but he knocks him out. We've never ever seen that in the whole history of boxing.
Joe Rogan praises Naoya Inoue as highly intelligent, extremely disciplined with his health, and technically outstanding, highlighting how his refined skills and preparation make him one of the most complete fighters in boxing today.
The most intelligent in terms of his overall strategy to preserve his health yet to always win. I mean, he's the most intelligent. He's so good. All the greats have suffered losses and setbacks, and except him.
Yeah. Timothy Bradley calls Naoya Inoue a true legend whose name will always be remembered, saying he stands above Terence Crawford and Alexander Usyk in overall greatness, mastering every technique with elite-level precision and dominance.
Man, I'm telling y'all, this dude is this dude ain't no joke. This dude is a legend, straight up legend. Will be remembered forever. You will hear Inoue's name, man. Ain't nobody done it like him, man. Ain't nobody done it like him. I know some people might say Crawford and all of that, But man, this dude had fought world championship fights since he had 7 professional fights. Come on. 7 professional fights. God, look. He number 1 pound for pound in the game, period. He number 1. He outdid Usyk. Yeah, he outdid Usyk. He is number 1 pound for pound. Everybody needs to make him number 1 pound for pound in the game. Damn, did y'all see Inoue's greatness? Ooh, man. Inoue is something else. Inoue something. He the truth. I'm telling y'all, he is the truth. The truth, man. Look, it all started up front. Up front. I mean, we sitting up here and we saying that Nakatani the fencing master. Shit, he wasn't the fencing master in this fight. No. Inoue was getting his jab in, boy. Woo. Splitting that guard. Shit, he was taking full advantage of Nakatani, bringing that lead hand down low. Coming, and every time he'll put it up top, and then he'll come and squeeze his jab underneath. Boy, that jab was cold from Inoue. Putting his foot on the inside to land that jab, outside to land that jab. He was varying that shit, boy. Woo, he mastered. Inoue has mastered the southpaw style. Boy, bring your...
Robert Garcia says Naoya Inoue is truly great because he accepts every challenge, never avoids tough opponents, and consistently defeats all competition, proving his courage, discipline, and willingness to face the best fighters available.
He's still a great fighter, hell yeah, still dangerous, still the best pound for pound fighter he is because he's taking those challenges. I put him as number 1 right now because of the challenges that he's willing to.
Wade Plemons states that Naoya Inoue is currently the number 1 and greatest fighter in boxing, while acknowledging that Alexander Usyk is also an all-time great. However, he adds that a matchup between them is unrealistic due to the significant difference in weight classes.
All-time great, I can definitely say that. I think that's undisputed, right? Like there's no argument you can make for him not being an all-time great. I just don't know where, because top 15, it feels like a jump to be like top 15 ever. But is it? Is it a jump to say that? I don't want to be a victim of recency bias, but he is so damn good that it might make sense to put him there. But I don't know, because then you have to go through the history of the Marcus of Queensberry and how many good fighters there were and the competition they faced versus what he's faced, even if they weren't moving divisions as much as he was, and if they were moving divisions, I don't know. He is an all-time great, though. And if he were to call it quits tomorrow, he would be one of the best to have ever participated in this sport. Where that would rank and where he would rank and all that.
Wade Plemons discusses pound-for-pound greatness, suggesting Naoya Inoue could be number 1, sparking debate among fans. He admits that placing him all-time is difficult, whether top 15 is fair or simply a result of recency bias, especially when comparing across eras like the Marquis of Queensberry generation of fighters. Still, he insists Inoue is unquestionably an all-time great who could retire as one of the best ever. Fans also appreciate how his fights feel pure and free from controversy, similar to Alexander Usyk, whose style also unites audiences. Both Inoue and Usyk are admired for performances that go beyond tribal debates, reminding fans why boxing is celebrated. Every appearance feels like a special event where technique, discipline, and respect for the sport take center stage, leaving their legacy to grow with every fight while admiration remains strong across generations.
Naoya Inoue, save boxing is what I say. When he fights, we get boxing saved for a night because I don't know, it just feels like the tribalism, the pomp and frill of just arguing to argue gets stripped away from the sport, and we all just gather around the TV to enjoy watching him fight. Like, he doesn't have a controversial bone in his body. He's not on Twitter like having a hate mob or anything like that. People just genuinely like watching the dude fight, and he's unique in that way. I think him and Usyk are kind of unique in that way, where they just have fans. We just like watching you fight, because every time you fight, we're treated to a performance that we can look back on and go, man, I remember watching him fight so-and-so. I remember watching him drop the right hand. I remember Usyk dropping the left hand on Daniel Dubois, or Usyk dominating Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Inoue going toe-to-toe and then giving it back to Nonito Donaire, one of the fiercest punchers in the lower weight classes.
Tom Gray reacted to the fight between Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani, highlighting how uppercuts and big power shots shifted momentum, briefly giving Inoue a crucial moment to recover, adjust, and respond strongly. He also noted that a head clash between the aggressive southpaw and aggressive orthodox styles disrupted the rhythm at a key point, benefiting Inoue while putting Nakatani at a disadvantage. Discussing the early rounds, Gray admitted he was surprised by Nakatani's cautious approach, considering his usual aggression in previous fights. He explained that Inoue's elite power and skill forced that caution, as one mistake could have been decisive. He added that trainer Rudy Hernandez also stressed the need for caution, but felt Nakatani became overly hesitant too early in the fight.
It's the danger on the other side. I mean, all the fights that he's had previously, none of those opponents come close to the quality that's in front of him, both in terms of skill and hitting power. So he's being cautious for a reason. Like I say, you make one mistake, then you could be in trouble. I just felt it was a touch. There's cautious and there's overly cautious, and that's ultimately, I think he was overly cautious in the early rounds. So that the reason was, I mean, I spoke to Rudy Hernandez down in this lobby about 10 minutes ago, and he said, look, you can't go in there guns blazing. I know he's got very good timing. You know, you make one mistake and it could be your last. So I get it, but that ultimately has led to him losing the decision.
Would you want to see it again?
To be honest, it's close enough to where I think it merits a rematch, right? I definitely think it was close enough, but there's not a lot of talk about it, Lewis, to be honest. I mean, there was no mention of it at the press conference.
Ultimately, this allowed Naoya Inoue to control key phases of the bout and edge a close decision over Junto Nakatani. In the discussion, Tom Gray suggested the fight was competitive enough to warrant a rematch, though he noted that public demand appeared limited. He pointed out that post-fight media rooms were relatively quiet on the subject, with few journalists strongly pushing for an immediate second meeting. Overall, Gray concluded that while Nakatani's tactical discipline was understandable, it ultimately reduced his offensive output against Inoue's precision, timing, and power. He praised both fighters for elite-level performances under pressure, adding that the bout will be remembered for its intensity, adjustments, and high-level chess match in the ring.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. He said that he was going to take a break after this fight, so I don't think we're going to see him until the very end of this year or the beginning of next, conceivably. He's had 5 fights in about 16 months. I can understand him wanting a rest. He's 33 years old. He's not far off the point where you're calling him a veteran now, and his body needs time to rest, and you can take time out and, you know, recharge the batteries. He might come back rejuvenated, be an even better fighter than he's been in his last 2 or 3 fights, but he's also had, you know, a huge amount of training camps, and he's gone 12 tough rounds in this fight and in the 2 fights prior. So, you know, recharge the batteries, understand it. We'll miss him, but I think he needs a rest, and I can understand him more.
Naoya Inoue's recent win over Junto Nakatani was a high-level tactical battle that showcased both respect and sharp adjustments from both fighters. In the early rounds, Inoue was extremely efficient, landing clean single and double shots without overcommitting. One key detail was his limited use of the left hook in the first half, likely due to caution against Nakatani's dangerous southpaw timing and sharp counter left. Nakatani also showed discipline early, working behind the jab while carefully avoiding risky openings. However, Inoue was quicker to read the distance, consistently edging rounds with sharper, more accurate punches and superior timing.
Clear rounds in my opinion for Inoue. And I think the thing that maybe surprised some people, I wouldn't say it surprised me, but I found interesting about it, was that Inoue did dominate that lead hand battle. Nakatani really struggled to find a home for the lead hand, which you would think would be strange because he is a lot longer than Inoue, but it's just the feat of Inoue. He's just so quick, so hard to read when he's bouncing in and out, and he really controlled the range, the distance. The timing was all in Inoue's favor through the first half of the fight. Nakatani did struggle to get that timing and that rhythm down. And it was interesting, when asked about the start of the fight afterwards, Nakatani said that he didn't want to reveal too much of what he had to Inoue too early because he knows that Inoue learns and adapts very, very quickly in the ring. As I mentioned before, in all those fights where Inoue had been knocked down by guys, he instantly would adapt. He'd find the solution to that knockdown very, very quickly, and then he'd go on to absolutely dominate and stop all the guys that knocked him down. This was obviously something that they'd spoken about in the Nakatani camp. Don't give him too much too early and then press him late.
In the end, it wasn't just about power or speed, it was about control, timing, and elite-level adjustments. Naoya Inoue proved once again why he's considered one of the most complete fighters in boxing, while Junto Nakatani showed the discipline and skill of a true world champion under pressure. This was not a one-sided fight, it was a high-level chess match between 2 undefeated stars, where every round round mattered and every mistake was punished. That's all for today's breakdown. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this Inoue's masterclass, or did Nakatani deserve more credit? Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next one.